welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited that you are here and I hope that you are having an absolutely fantastic morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is for you, when this video finally reaches you. Today, we are diving into yet another one of the most dangerous paranormal games / rituals, except this one is unlike anything I have ever looked into. Number one, the dedication it would take to complete this ritual is unmatched by any other paranormal game or ritual I've looked into in the past. And honestly, something about this one in particular freaks me the heck out. So I thought, why not bring it here on my channel? I've tried to dig online to find out what the exact purpose of this ritual is, but from what I've gathered, the main idea is to do this ritual if you think there is something dark or demonic or even just paranormal or supernatural within your home. In some instances, I've read that this is a way to trap it to one floor and corner it. On other forums, I've read that it's a way to just come face to face with it and confront it. But either way, these steps, quite literally, that you have to take in this ritual are absolutely chilling. So today, we are diving into the staircase ritual, one of the most dangerous of all. Mentioned, I don't really know which one is the main reason that people would play this game / ritual. I don't even think this one is so much so a game because it is very much so a ritual. But I mean, the dedication it would take to do this is chilling. And when I was looking online, I did see some titles of people's experiences claiming that bad things happened following having done this ritual. So if you want me to do a part 2 to this, outlining some experiences afterwards, I definitely can. But with that being said, allow me to share what exactly this ritual entails. So right off the get-go, it's mentioned that nobody's completely sure where this ritual originated from. It's unlike other ones where there's a specific origin to it. However, it's most commonly credited to somebody who posted on Creepypasta named Cousin Spooky Noodles. But in any event, it says that this is a long and involved ritual, so it's best not to undertake it unless you can devote at least 2 days to it, including an uninterrupted 13-hour stretch in the second half. As I was mentioning, you guys, there's a lot. There's a lot to this ritual. So basically, I'm gonna read what this site says because I think it's an interesting take on why people are doing this ritual. So it says that this is not quite like an exorcism, but if you've got something weird going on in your home, it'll help contain it by banishing it to the first floor. It also places a series of obstacles, either slowing down or stopping whatever might be plaguing you from making its way from the first floor, to the second. You'll have to face it eventually though, so be prepared for a fight. So this takes me back to what I was saying is here they're mentioning that it's kind of banishing this entity to the first floor. I mean, I guess that's kind of productive. If you're sleeping upstairs, it won't be able to bother you while you sleep. But for me, if I had a demonic entity in my home, I wouldn't want to banish it to a particular area of the house. I would want to banish it from my home and energy in general. But in other forums, I've read that it's more so a way to just confront it and see if there really is something haunting you or attached to you. This is a hell of a way to do it, but that's what some people have done. So you can either banish it to the floor or come face to face with whatever is haunting you. All right, so it does say to play at your own risk, and the game takes only one player. It can only be played by the person playing it. No one else can participate with them. The requirements are 1 staircase with no fewer than 11 steps, but no more than 16 excluding landings. A staircase with 12 or 13 steps is ideal. 1 small portable battery operated fan, 1 glass of water, 1 handful of dirt, 1 candle, matches or a lighter, an old picture of the land on which your home currently stands as you can find, 1 picture of your home as it is today, 1 pair of 6-sided dice, 2 timekeeping devices, analog is preferable but digital will work in a pinch, 1 food offering, it must be an animal or animal byproduct, 1 mirror, 1 handful of ash, 2 to 3 dust bunnies, 1 small living creature, an insect is ideal, 1 fingernail, lock of hair, or other token plucked from your own body. It is not recommended that blood be used. Salt, and 1 sharp object, preferably made of silver. Okay, so it's a lot. This one needs a lot. Instructions. Begin in the afternoon. Make a note of the precise time at which you commence. Stand at the bottom of the staircase. Speak aloud the words. It is from here whenforth I shall commence. On the first step, place the small fan. Recite, here is the air that mortal breathes. On the second step, place a glass of water. Recite, here is the water that mortal drinks. On the third step, spread a handful of dirt covering as much of the step as possible. Recite, here is the earth on which mortal stands. On the fourth step, place the unlit candle, laying the matches or lighter next to it. Recite, here is the fire that burns the mortal's hands. On the fifth step, place the old picture of your home. Recite, here is the time that has come to pass. On the sixth step, place the current picture of your home and roll the dice beside it. Recite, here is the present, and the die is cast. On the seventh step, place 1 of your timekeeping devices. Recite, here comes the future, the time ticks by now. On the eighth step, place your food offering. Recite, here is the offering for the devil's mouth. I don't even like saying these things out loud, to be entirely honest, and we're going to get into why I believe this to be so incredibly dangerous, if it's not already obvious, but I'm getting like a weird feeling reading this, but it's said now, so here we go. On the ninth step, place the mirror. Recite, here is my image, in God's likeness I trust. Note, this phrase must be repeated word for word and without hesitation, regardless as to the religion of the principal. On the 10th step, place the handful of ash and the dust bunnies. Recite, here is mortality, ashes and dust. On the 11th step, place your living creature. It must be alive and it must not be able to escape. Recite, here is a life I present unto thee. I think you guys know where this is going. This game is so unsettling to me. On the 12th step, place the token from your body. Recite, and here is the essence extracted from me. On the final step or landing, draw a line of salt. Recite, no further than here. Leave your objects in place on the staircase overnight. Do not proceed if anything seems amiss the next day. See additional notes. If all is well, however, proceed as follows. So before we get into the main event, as it is titled, I just want to say, pay attention to all the different things that are being said and offered. This ritual just feels so dark and so dangerous to me. I mean, I keep saying that it's a dangerous ritual, but when you're really thinking about all of the elements of this, you are putting a piece of yourself there. You are literally giving an offering to the devil or demon or entity. Anyways, we'll get into the main event, but just the setting up of it is enough to leave me with a really strange feeling. The main event. Evacuate all occupants of the house except the player. Gather up your sharp object and your second timekeeping device. Keep these items with you at all times. Begin at the precise time that you initially did, like the beginning steps. Stand at the bottom of the staircase. Plant your feet. Do not move. After an hour has passed, mount the first step and turn on the fan. Face the top of the staircase. Plant your feet. Do not move. Do not turn around or look behind you. After the second hour has passed, mount the second step. Drink the entire glass of water. Face the top of the staircase. Plant your feet. Do not move. Do not turn around or look behind you. After the third hour has passed, mount the third step, making sure both of your feet are in or on the dirt spread across it. Face the top of the staircase, plant your feet, do not move, do not turn around or look behind you. After the 4th hour has passed, mount the 4th step. Take up the lighter or matches and light the candle. Make sure it does not go out. Face the top of the staircase, plant your feet, do not move, do not turn around or look behind you. After the 5th hour has passed, mount the 5th step. Use the candle from the 4th step to burn the old picture of your home. Once the picture is unrecognizable or burned completely to ash, blow the candle out. Face the top of the staircase, plant your feet, do not move, do not turn around or look behind you. Note, it may be helpful to hold the candle during step 6 and carry it with you to step 7. At no point should you turn around or look behind you. So beyond like the paranormal element of this ritual, I also think it's incredibly dangerous. I'm picturing my staircase, which is hardwood, to be burning an entire paper on top of it until it's ash or non-recognizable. Seems like a fire hazard, so there are general safety notes to be made here, but let's continue. After the 6th hour has passed, mount the 6th step. Take up the current picture of your home and rip it as many times as indicated by the roll of the dice, but do not allow it to fall into pieces. Face the top of the staircase. Plant your feet, do not move, do not turn around or look behind you. After the 7th hour has passed, mount the 7th step. Turn the clock forward as many hours as indicated by the roll of dice on the previous step. Do not turn the clock backwards. Face the top of the staircase, plant your feet, do not move, do not turn around or look behind you. After the 8th hour has passed, mount the 8th step. Take a bite of the food offering and swallow it. Do not allow your face to portray any dislike or disgust. Show as much enjoyment as you can. Face the top of the staircase, plant your feet, do not move, do not turn around or look behind you. After the 9th hour ends, mount the 9th step. Pick up the mirror and look into it, focusing on your own face. Do not look at anything other than your face, no matter what may try to catch your eye. Face the top of the staircase, plant your feet, do not move, do not turn around or look behind you. After the 10th hour has passed, smash the mirror. I don't feel good about that either. And mount the 10th step. Use your sharp object to bring forth a fresh drop of your blood. Allow the drop to fall on the pile of ashes and dust. Face the top of the staircase, plant your feet, do not move, do not turn around or look behind you. After the 11th hour has passed, mount the 11th step. Kill the insect. Face the top of the staircase, plant your feet, do not move, do not turn around or look behind you. After the 12th hour has passed, mount the 12th step. And this next step, you guys, okay. After the 12th hour has passed, mount the 12th step. Take up the token plucked from your body and swallow it whole. Face the top of the staircase, plant your feet, do not move, do not turn around or look behind you. After the 13th hour has passed, mount the final step. Keep your sharp object close. Turn around. Good luck. And that's the ritual. So here's the additional notes before we get into my thoughts on this ritual and why I truly believe you should never play it. If by some shocking reason by the end of this you're enticed to spend 12 hours mounting steps and doing all of these terrifying steps. That's a lot of steps, but you know. The instructions detailed here are designed for a home in which the occupants sleep on the 2nd floor. If, however, you sleep on the 1st floor, simply reverse the instructions. That is, begin the ritual at the top step and work your way down to the bottom, rather than starting at the bottom, working your way to the top. If you don't have a staircase, you may still perform the ritual using a long hallway. In the case of a hallway, mark the division between each step at regular intervals with a line of salt. Do not perform this ritual in a room. Do not perform it outside. Do not perform it in any small enclosed spaces. The main event does not necessarily have to be performed on the day immediately following the beginning steps, but it's recommended that it is performed as soon as possible. The more trips you or any other occupants of your home take up or down the staircase, the weaker the 12 obstacles in place will become. Furthermore, depending on the strength of your unwelcome guest, they may not hold up for more than a few nights to begin with. If after the beginning steps you return to the staircase to find any of the objects disturbed, do not proceed. Similarly, if you wake up during the night or have nightmares while you sleep, do not proceed. If anything out of the ordinary occurs between the time of which you complete the beginning steps and begin the main event, do not proceed. Instead, You are to place a ring of salt around each item on the staircase, around your bed, and around any bed of any other occupants of your home. Leave that overnight. In the morning, remove all of the objects from your home and destroy them. So that is the staircase ritual. Now, I don't know anybody who would actually spend 12 hours doing each and every step of this unless they have a real end goal in mind. And I guess that's where I'm still conflicted. Like, would the end goal be to condemn said entity, demon, whatever you want to call it, down to your main floor? Like, what would be the purpose of that? It is still within your home. Or is the purpose to turn around and be met face to face with this? Either way, there is so much about this ritual that just screams the fact that it is not a game. There are some paranormal games that we've dove into, and while I can say to you guys, yeah, you know what, a lot of people who play this, it's nothing but a game to them. You still could be summoning something, so it's dangerous in that aspect. But this, there's so much to it that just terrifies the hell out of me as to what you would actually be doing. When your own like fingernail, hair, blood is involved in a ritual, it's not even close to a game anymore. When you are saying that you are sacrificing things for an entity or a demonic force, it is no longer a game anymore. Not that paranormal games are ever games, because in my honest opinion, I don't think that anything paranormal is truly a game. The same way that I don't think a Ouija board is a game. Do people play them? Absolutely. But what I mean by it's no longer a game is you are treading very, very dangerous waters when you start giving up offerings and more so giving your blood and your fingernail and your hair to a ritual. So if this is something that you would want to do and put in the entire day span doing, I would hope that you would know the weight behind what you're doing and why you're actually doing it and what comes at the end of the 12th hour. Like, what are you anticipating in seeing or experiencing? Because as I keep repeating, I don't get it. I don't. I just know there's a lot of very heavy, dangerous elements to this ritual. So yeah, I thought this ritual would be interesting to dive into because I'm very curious to hear what you guys think of it and what your take on it is. As I mentioned, I am not your keeper. If this is something that you want to do, I just highly suggest that you, like I said, recognize the weight behind those actions and you know what you're doing. I would personally never recommend anybody perform this ritual for whatever reason. If you think that you have a demonic attachment or a dark entity in your home, I think there are much safer ways to go about ridding that attachment and getting that entity or being out of your home and space. But yeah, that is the staircase ritual. Dare I say, one of the most dangerous we've dove into. I'd love to know what you guys think. So definitely comment your theories down below. And that is it for today's video. If you guys are new to my channel or you are just not yet subscribed but you do enjoy my content, I would seriously love it more than you will ever know if you would go ahead and click that subscribe button. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you guys.